I dive in right on top of the school of baby MUNU. That's a sign of good luck if you ask me. I spot this invasive roy in the shallows and I dive bomb him. Even though these fish are super invasive, I don't want any animal to be suffering unnecessarily, so I stab him in the brain as soon as possible to put him out of his misery. I swim out past the shelf and start taking some deeper drops. This is the first drop of the day here, and I hit the bottom at around 40 feet. I get settled in and start looking around. Eventually the school of trevally comes swimming by, and I'd actually never seen this species before. I looked it up and it's golden trevally, but there's probably a Hawaiian name. This one closest to me turns towards me like he's gonna come over, and then he dips out with all his friends. But I was really hoping to get one of those guys. On this drop, I'm hanging out at a similar depth, and I get to see this really beautiful school swim by right past me. I'm watching all these blacktail snapper, and I've never gotten one before, so I'm really hoping today is going to be the day. That one came in close, and I missed, and then I tried to reload here, and I managed to reload, but at this point everything's a little bit spooked, and nothing comes in close to me again. I hit the bottom in some similar terrain, and I'm thinking this is going to be the dive where I get my first blacktail snapper. They all start coming over to me, they're all super interested, so I line up my shot. And I managed to just take a couple scales off his body, but he's going to be completely okay. But all the other snappers saw that, and none of them are going to take their chances with me again. I get down to the bottom here and see this nice size roy looking right at me. I line up my spear, and I completely blow an easy shot, but it kind of looked like he dodged me there. Either way, he got away. Visibility was really poor this day, but you can see just how deep I'm diving here. I hit the bottom, and I look up, and I immediately see this uku. He's swimming by, so I give a couple grunts to try to draw him over. It looks like it works, and he comes charging straight at me, but then he decides to turn around before he gets into the three-prong range. But I'm just super excited to have seen an uku. It was my first time ever seeing one, and even though I actually didn't get anything to eat this session, I improved drastically. This is my first time taking drops this deep and being comfortable just sitting on the bottom and waiting for fish to come in. New session, new beautiful day, but the same misses on these blacktail snapper. I spot this roy eyeing me up, so it's dive bomb time. It's a perfect shot right where you would expect to stone the fish, but it didn't get quite sufficient penetration to do the job. He was able to dig himself into that little crack there, and so I had to let the three-prong go and get another breath. I dove back down, and this time I managed to secure my fish. I went out for a deeper drop, and I look out into the abyss, and I'm hoping to see some monster alua come rolling through, but instead I got this little guy, so I booked it back up to the surface. I didn't get an alua, but check out this view as I crest this ledge. This is one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. All these turtles just relaxing up here. Really, really grateful I got to see this. Alright, there's definitely some movement out there, but I'm just gonna get out there and feel out the current and just kind of see how it feels. Should be alright, and hopefully we get some good fish. Just after diving in, I saw this beautiful ray swimming around right by the cliffs. This was my first time seeing one this size, and its spots were absolutely beautiful. Now, I love swimming with the rays, but I'm out here to catch fish. I had seen a MUNU swimming around, so I took a drop on it. I hit the bottom here, and I settle right into this crack on the ocean floor. It's a perfect place to kind of just conceal my body. The MUNU crests the ledge and starts swimming by, so I give a grunt to draw him over. It works perfectly, and he comes right at me. Look at that perfect stone shot. Did a little backflip there. And this is actually a really good sized fish. Hit him right where I wanted to, so I'm super happy with that dive. I've been diving about 7 or 8 months now, and that might have been my best shot ever. So you know I gotta run it back with the slow motion. I get him back up to the surface, and in case he's suffering, I brain him with the knife, but he doesn't even wiggle, which means he died instantly, which is exactly what we want to see. I spot this table boss swimming around from the surface, aka A'awa, aka Hawaiian hogfish, so I take a drop on him. I don't know that my pronunciation was quite right there, but I'm doing my best. I'm about to hit the bottom, so I look up and I realize that this fish was friendly enough to come over and meet me. It's not a perfect shot like the last one, but it is right through the gill plate, and that's a dead fish if I've ever seen one. Immediately after I brain the fish, I cut its gills to bleed it out and ensure the best quality of meat. On my way in, I passed by this big old turtle, and don't get me wrong, he's a beautiful animal, and I don't want to be mean or anything, but I think his shell could use a little clean. I'm so stoked with such big, beautiful fish. This big MUNU, and this beautiful table boss. Super stoked to go home and eat these guys. Just gonna gut them up right here in these pools. Yeah, super stoked on today. Really good day of diving. I almost just lost everything right there. I was down there, right there, cleaning my fish, and then I went over to get my float line organized, and a big wave came right across here and hit me. Luckily, I was able to jump onto my stuff and stop it from washing away, but really, I'm just lucky that it wasn't a bigger wave. So after that, I just threw all my stuff up here, but yeah, that was a close one, but I didn't lose anything. And I've got these two big, beautiful fish, so really good day.